Hey everyone, today we're making banana crunch muffins. These babies are truly delicious. They have a wonderful banana flavor. They've got granola in them for some crunch and a cute little banana chip on top. So I'm excited to show you how to make them. Let's get started. The first thing we need to do to make our banana crunch muffins is to take our flour mixture, which is 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and to that we're going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and a half a teaspoon of kosher salt. And all I'm going to do here is just kind of get that mixed together. I'm whisking it. You could sift it if you want it, but I think whisking is just as good. And we're going to set that aside. And now we're going to work on our wet ingredients. So you could do this on a mixer if you wanted, but it's also really easy just to do this in a bowl by hand. And to our wet ingredients, we are going to start with our eggs. We have 2 large eggs that I'm first going to break into here, just in case I get any shell in. We're good. 1, 2. To that, we are adding 3/4 cup of whole milk into the bowl. We have here 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And this loveliness is a half a pound or 2 sticks of butter that has been melted and cooled slightly. Nobody wants scrambled eggs from the hot butter. So now to this, let's just whisk that up and combine all of that goodness together. Make sure our egg yolks are broken up and combined with our butter. And now to this, we can add our 2 cups of granulated sugar into the bowl. And let's just get that all whisked up. It's pretty easy to use just a whisk. You can use a spatula, whatever you prefer. But I like to make as little mess, or at least that I have to clean up and wash later. So that's why I'm using this one handy dandy utensil. All right, so now here we have our liquid ingredients and sugar nicely mixed. And we are just going to add that now to our flour mixture. Pour it all in. And again, I'm going to continue to use my whisk here and just get our dry incorporated. We don't want to overmix. I know you guys have heard me say this before, and I'll say it again. We don't want to overmix because that will make our batter and our end product muffin just a little on the tough side. So let's incorporate this in as best we can. I just don't want to see any clumps of flour here that remain. We're looking good. I don't see anything too clumpy at this point. And to this now, see, I lied. Here's a little bit of There's a little bit of flour in there. But that's okay because we're still not finished mixing. So let me grab a spatula too, because now we're going to switch over to a spatula. Talk about mess. Okay, guys, here we go. Spatula in hand. I'll just grab that last bit of flour on the side. All right, next to that, we are adding 2 bananas. These are pretty ripe, so they're nice and soft. Before I add these 2, I'm just going to mash them up with a fork. I'm going to move this to the side here so you guys can see, but it's not a big skill to mashing. I'm just taking my fork and mashing it all together. You can smell that banana. I used to have a friend who hated the smell of banana. It was really pretty funny. So if you'd eat a banana, I worked with her, and if you ate a banana at your desk, I mean, she'd come bopping in later, and she'd be like, "Oh God, you ate a banana." So I think of her every time I'm doing anything with bananas. But anyway, so this is good. We've got them mashed up, and we're going to add that to our batter. Give this a good little stir and get that banana incorporated in. But wait, because we have more to add to our batter. Okay, that's looking pretty mixed together. Now we are also going to take 1 banana and dice it up. So we don't want this one mashed. We want the little bits of banana to be in our finished muffin. And I mean, if you can, like this banana is not as ripe as those other 2. So it'll keep a little bit of structure, more so than the really, really ripe bananas. But if all you have are really, really ripe bananas, then go for it. The other thing too, sometimes that I've done when I'm making things with banana is if I don't have those really, really ripe bananas, sometimes I'll just go and get some banana baby food, and that works just as well for the overall flavor of banana. Okie doke. Our diced bananas are in, and here we just kind of want to fold them in gently, because what's the point of getting little pieces of banana in each muffin if we mash them because we've mixed them too hard? So I'm just trying to be gentle. All right, that's looking good. Our crunch part of our banana crunch muffins now are a cup of chopped pecans, whichever way you pronounce it. And in addition, we're putting in some granola. And this is some granola that I made. It's maple honey granola if you watch our tips and tricks, you'll be able to make some at home as well. It's really easy, and it's really tasty. And what it does to this particular muffin is it really just gives it a kind of a nice warm flavor with some extra crunch. So I am adding a cup of that delicious homemade granola to our batter. And now, let's just stir this all in and get this really nice and combined, because we want every muffin to have a wonderful bite of the little banana pieces, as well as some granola and those delicious pecans that we put in there. So, okay, looking good. And there is our batter. We're gonna get our pans together and put liners in our cupcake pans and scoop them out when we come back. So now we're going to scoop our batter into our little muffin tin liners. And I just wanted to take a second to show you these guys. I found them online and I just think they are pretty awesome. They're called tulip liners. And what they do is not only make it pretty, but you know how sometimes muffins rise when they're in the oven and then you can't get them out of the pan very well because they stick to the edges? Well, with these little tulip liners, right, they rise and they stay nicely in their little paper shells. So for a variety of reasons, these are just cool little liners. Anyway, let's get scooping. So I'm just using a standard size ice cream scoop here and scooping them in, trying to make them, you know, as even as possible because you don't want one that's going to bake and get really toasty and dry, and then the other ones aren't even finished yet. So that's why I try to keep them universal in size. And honestly, you know, it's just with these scoops, it's really easy to do. And it's also an easy way to make your muffins look just a little prettier. So I'm just gonna continue to scoop these out. Okay, here we are at our last muffin. And now to these guys, again, if you guys know me at all, you know I can't just leave things well enough as it is. And these would be delicious just the way they are. But we are going to add little banana chips, dried banana chips to the top of each one. If you prefer, you could add some of your granola to the top. You could add some nuts to the top, or you could just leave them totally open and exposed. But I just think it gives them a nice little finishing touch. And while we're doing this, preheat your oven, 350 degrees, and get it ready to bake. And so here they are, ready to go in the oven. We're gonna put them in a 350 degree oven for 25 minutes or so. So here they are, fresh out of the oven. They smell wonderful. So let them cool down a few minutes, and we're going to put one on a plate and give it a taste. So here we are, ready to taste our banana crunch muffin. I made myself a little coffee. And I also am going to add some of this delicious brown sugar cinnamon butter that I made the other day when we were doing the pumpkin dinner rolls. So if you really want to add something to make this muffin over the top, then you need to make some compound butter like this. All right, so I'm going in. I can see the granola. I can smell the lovely banana-ness, if that's a word. I just got a taste of the banana that we chopped up, as well as some of the granola, the crunchiness, and a pecan. It has a wonderful flavor. It is a perfect snack or afternoon tea delight. I think your family or your friends will love it. Breakfast, lunch, snack time, whatever you desire. I really hope you try this recipe. Enjoy.